Welcome to the latest and we believe happiest edition of the LL Spring Sports Roundtable, brought to you by Substitute Teacher Service, as my mind works like a steel trap. My name is Mike Gross and I'm hosting these proceedings. To my left is Jason Quarente, to my right is Jeffrey Reinhardt, and we're going to talk about spring sports in the Lancaster 11 League. We're well into the regular season, and we finally have a big invitational meet in track and field to talk about. So we're going to turn it to Jason to lead us off.
Black Knight Invitational, which was at Hempfield on Saturday. One interesting note is it will be known as the Jeff Bradley Invitational. Cool. Black Knight moniker will also stay going forward. Jeff Bradley, longtime Hempfield track and cross country coach, one of the nicest men you could ever meet in high school sports. So it was a big honor for him. He was there. He's at everything that happens at Hempfield. So it meant a lot to him. A lot of his former athletes came back to see him. It was a cold, windy, miserable day, so it was not an ideal day to put up great times or distances, but there were some noteworthy achievements. Number one would be Alondra Montijo Ortiz in the 100. She ran a 12.05. Wind at her back. That helped a little. It was a very fast race, but for this time of year, that's an extraordinary time. And it was also the first chance to see who might be the favorite in the 100 meters. Because Cadell Howard's obviously the huge favorite in the 200 and the 400, the Cedar Crest sophomore. Also notable, Zariah Wiggum, girls basketball standout. Triple jump 39 plus an inch and 3/4. Wow. That's fourth all time in the LL. That's an extraordinary distance. Very few girls get to 39. So that puts her on track to potentially contend for a district medal. That's a big number. So we'll see where she can take it from here. I believe it's only her second season doing the triple jump. So she's a fast learner. Long jump, Eddie Asadou, the boy at Hempfield, long jump 22.11.5, almost 23 feet. That's the second longest jump in the state so far. It's rare to be at that distance this early in the season. That's where you get to in districts and states. So that was a big number. I don't know if there was something going on with the wind and the jumps there, but those are some unusually high numbers for this time of year. McCaskey's 400 relay team, Ashley DeLeon, Corinne Miller, Damani Crossan, and Isabel Roman broke the Hempfield meet record with one of the top 20 times of all time. So that was also a big breakthrough. McCaskey's girls relays are incredible.
I was just going to ask you about that. It's amazing.
They have a never-ending well of talent. And the one bit of disappointing news was Nick Keller. He is the 100, 200, and 400 meter defending champion on the boys' side. He injured his hamstring in the 100 finals. He ran a 10.7 in the prelims, which shows you what kind of number. That's all-time territory. It's top 10. So his outlook is uncertain whether he can return in time for the league meet. So we'll have to see if he can make it back.
Good luck.
And these are electronically timed, right?
These are fully automated timing. Yeah. Hempfield has fully automated timing for dual meets too, but a lot of the early season dual meets, it's hard to get a read because you have handheld time and you're not sure what's real and what's not.
So it's pretty legitimate, at least as a source of information about who's good. Okay, I'm going to talk a little softball in the LL. Let's start with Section 1. We have three teams with one loss, Warwick, Hempfield, and Township. Warwick only has one loss overall. It was to Township, who they play tonight. So these section games, because everybody plays each other three times within the section, they're starting to pile up a little bit. We're seeing in baseball and softball where two section rivals are playing each other twice in the same week, which is kind of unusual. Since that loss to Township, now Township is 5-5 overall. We talked about this last week. They haven't been great, but they've been really good in the section. Since Warwick lost to Township, they've won 4 straight, combined 41-4. So they're rolling. They seem like the best team on paper, but that is a 3-team horse race and is probably going to stay that way. In Section 2, last week I told you about a baseball team that I'd kind of been sleeping on, and we'll get to that later. Maybe I should have stayed asleep, but in this case I've kind of been sleeping on Elizabethtown. And we had thought that Ephrata was going to be the class of Section 2, but E-Town beat them 14-2 on Friday.
Wow.
They had a huge game from a kid named Leah Aldis, 3 for 4 with a home run and 5 RBI.
Nice. Got
real good pitching from Savannah Bradley, and they are 5-1. 7-2 overall. Ephrata is 4-1, 6-1. So that's where we are with that. And those two teams play each other on Friday again. In Section 3, Donegal really been rolling. They are undefeated and 9-0. Elko is first in 4A in the district rankings.
For real?
But are 7-1 with a loss to Manheim Central. They play Donegal Friday. So, these teams there's a lot of churn of these games. Elko pitcher Gabby Smith, 400 career strikeouts, and she's a junior.
Yeah, she is
pretty
a junior.
strong. That's pretty strong. And kind of the same deal in Section 4. Northern Lebanon has gotten really good pitching. They're 7-1, 6-0. Anvil hanging in there, only a game behind, but Northern Lebanon beat them 6-0. A couple of kids who Northern Lebanon has multiple pitchers. A kid named Madison Hollenbach, who's only a sophomore. A kid named Lindsay Mauser. So Northern Lebanon, Donegal, they seem to be taking control, even though some people are pushing them a little bit. This Elko thing is kind of interesting. So yeah, that's softball.
Okay.
Jeffrey.
Tennis? Anyone?
Tennis, anyone?
Believe it or not, the tennis playoffs
I know.
start on Friday. Oh my goodness. Well, they start early, so tennis is way ahead of the game. Okay, as we sit here on Wednesday, there's two big matches for Wednesday. In Section 2, for the section title, LS Cocalico. They're both 5-0. So that winner on Wednesday afternoon will win the Section 2 title outright. Section 3, still kind of wrapping up. Country Day out front at 7-0. Pequay Valley done at 7-1. Country Day here on their last day on Wednesday. They play Invo Cleona. Dutchmen are 5-2. So once that all gets sorted out, plus the Section 1 crew, Hempfield's on top there, 5-0, and they wrap up against McCaskey on Wednesday to try and win the section title. Crest has 1 loss. So once that all gets figured out, the team tournament, the LL team tournament starts Friday with the first round. Next Monday, semifinals. Next Tuesday, the championship match. That'll decide the team tournament. Next Saturday, the singles and doubles flight tournaments start. So another week for that.
A lot of tennis.
A lot of tennis coming up. District 3 team power ratings real quick. 2A, 8 teams get in. Country Day's number 3, defending champs. Defending state champs too. Pequay Valley's number 7. Triple A, a lot of LLs here. Hempfield's number 1. Crest is number 2. Township's number 4. McCaskey's number 5. 8 teams get in 3A, so 5-6 LL teams could be in the district team tournament, but the LL team tournament is up first, starting Friday.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
Yes, sir.
Jason, give us some lax.
Lax. Boys lacrosse. Manheim Township, undefeated leaders of Section 1, finished a season sweep over Penn Manor this week. Down 3-1 early, rallied to win 11-7. That dropped Penn Manor into 3rd place. The 2nd place team is Hempfield. Township and Hempfield play next week, so Hempfield could win that game potentially to stay in 2nd place, but it's going to be hard to catch Township. It looks like they're going to win the section. Section 2 boys are interesting because of how close it is. LS is undefeated with 2 wins over Cocalico.
Whoa.
One of them's 12-11. That was this week. The other was 7-6. So
wow.
They are on a razor's edge, but it's going to be very difficult now for Cocalico to make up that ground. 2 games in the standings at this stage of the season, so LS is in the driver's seat there. On the girls' side, it's Manheim Township in Section 1, still undefeated, still rolling over teams. Hempfield's in 2nd place, a game back in the loss column. They play next week, but Township won the first time 17-2, so you have to think the Blue Streaks are prohibitive favorites there. And the biggest result of the week on the girls' side was LS defeating Cocalico 17-6. It was a rematch from earlier in the season when Cocalico won. So it was payback. The first match was very close, 12-11. So LS got them the second time. So now those two teams are tied for first. And I mean, there's a good chance they're going to stay there because I'm not sure anyone else in the section could knock off either one of them. But I think the big story there was the margin of victory. Really surprising that LS won by 11.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a biggie. All right. Let's talk a little baseball.
Hardball.
Yeah, there you go. I saw a pretty good game last night at Landisville. Battle of Section 1 leaders. Penn Manor beat Hempfield 4-3. Shout out to a 9-hole hitter for the Comets, name of Ian Switzer, who had 2 RBIs, including the game winner in the 7th inning. Penn Manor is 6-0, 9-1 overall. Wow. These two teams went into last night 1-2 in the district rankings.
Interesting.
And Hempfield now has their first loss in the league and their second loss overall. But it's a mixed blessing because these games are piling up so much. These two teams will play each other again on Friday in Millersville. And Tom Fish, Penn Manor's coach, was telling me they had to go to Cedar Crest tonight, and none of their top 3 pitchers are going to be available.
Oh, wow.
And I said, who's going to pitch? He said, I don't know. I'll figure it out when I get there. So there's going to be a lot of that in baseball. You're talking about tennis being over. The regular season in baseball, it seems like it's just getting started almost. But anyway, that's Section 1. Section 2, Ephrata, 5-1, and E-Town and LS with 2 losses in the section. I think that's going to be a horse race. All of those teams are 6-3 overall. I'll get back to that in a minute because I want to shout out to an individual there. But in Section 3 and 4, this is going to sound exactly like what I said in softball. Donegal and Northern Lebanon seem to be taking control of the races. Wow. Remember how much I bragged up Garden Spot last week?
You did.
Well, they promptly lost 3 in a row. We gave them the LNP jinx, I guess. But anyway, Donegal has really been good. Pitching depth, a lot of guys who are really good position players when they're not pitching, a Brock Hamaker, a Landon Sexton, Ryan Shepard. They really have 8 pitchers who have been pretty effective. Now, one thing about Donegal is they walk some people. Those bases on balls, as Harry Callis used to say. That might be a problem for them going forward. But right now, they are rolling. Northern Lebanon, same thing. 3 straight shutouts in the section.
Wow.
8 straight wins. They're 10-1, 7-0 overall. Anvil hanging in at 7-2 in the section. But Northern Lebanon has been very, very good. I think they've won, as I said, 8 in a row, and the Vikings have been good at scoring and stopping the other guys from scoring. So they look like they have staying power. Now, the one kid you know how we like the numbers in baseball, right? Yes. The box score line of the year was last week. A third baseman for E-Town named Evan Hassinger, and this was against Ephrata, against the section rival, and against big-time pitching. First inning, grand slam home run.
Hello.
Second inning, bases loaded double. His next 2 plate appearances, sacrifice fly RBI. He goes 2 for 2 with a home run, a double, and 9 RBI.
Wow, you just jinxed that kid for the rest of the year.
Yeah, really. Wow. Evan, the ball's in your court, dude.
Wow.
So that's baseball.
9 ribbies.
9 RBI.
That's impressive.
Anything else for the good of the order, gentlemen?
Volleyball.
Oh my God.
Volleyball.
How could I forget about volleyball?
I don't know. Okay, volleyball. Here we go. While tennis is going to the postseason, volleyball finished up its first half on Tuesday. So everybody's halfway home. Here's where they stand. Log jam in Section 1. Warwick, the back-to-back reigning champ, just 1 loss. They're 5-1. They lost to Cedar Crest a couple of weeks back, and they've come back just fine with 5 wins. Cedar Crest, Hempfield, Penn Manor, all 4-2. Section 1, everybody's beating each other. This has been a war here so far in Section 1. Big match, Thursday night. I will see you in Millersville, Hempfield at Penn Manor. So there will be a facelift in this logjam on Thursday and moving forward. Section 2, Manheim Central, 6-0, sailing, have not dropped a set. They are still at number 2 in the PVCA state AA rankings. Only LL team this week that is state ranked. Barons have been solid. Great match Tuesday night, got to cover this. Cocalico, E-Town came into that match Tuesday in Denver, tied for second. Cocalico defends home court. beats E-Town 3-0. Defended the heck out of everything. Mason Lesher, hat tip to you. Terrific libero for Cocalico. He was throwing his body all over the place. Cocalico looked terrific. They took care of E-Town. So Eagles 5-1 at the halfway point. E-Town still in the mix at 4-2. Thursday to start the second half. E-Town, we'll see if they can snap back. They go to Manheim Central. Tough week for E-Town. They get the 2 section leaders. Lastly, let's go district rankings real quick. 2A, Manheim Central's 3, Cocalico's 6, Mennonite is 9. In 3A, Warwick's 5, Cedar Crest is 6, Hempfield 7, Penn Manor's 12. All of those teams are inside the bubble. And since we're talking about Northern Lebanon and how good their spring sports are going.
Flags are killing the spring.
Unbelievable. Their boys volleyball team, they're playing an independent schedule again. They join the LL full-time next year. They're number 8 in the District 3 2A rankings, so they're playing really well. They've got a new sport at Northern Lebanon. It's boys volleyball, and here they are. There's a good chance that they make districts as an independent. We'll see them in the LL next year. Second half of volleyball starts on Thursday.
What are they doing right in Fredericksburg, Ryan? We don't know.
Something's going on. I don't know what. All of their spring sports have been terrific.
Yeah, they really have. They really have.
Yeah.
All right, gang, that's it. This has been the LL Spring Sports Roundtable, brought to you by Substitute Teacher Service. There, I said it. I'm Mike Gross. He's Jason. He's Jeff. And we'll see you later.